Let's be real for a second. Selling can be tough, and when the going gets tough, it is so easy to fall back on excuses. So today, we're not just going to point them out, we're going to bust them, so you can stop blaming and, start winning.
Does this sound familiar? That feeling of just spinning your wheels? You're putting in the hours, you're working hard, but you're just not getting where you need to be. It's a classic sales problem. But what if the issue isn't your effort at all? What if it's something else entirely?
And boom, here it is. This is the core idea we're digging into. Drawing on some great insights from Sales Coach Central, it turns out the biggest things holding us back are often the stories we tell ourselves. Yep, the excuses we start to believe are actually reality.
All right, so let's dive in and unmask these so-called villains. The very first step to getting past them is actually knowing what they are, identifying the excuses that are so good at pretending to be facts.
First up is the big one, the classic, blaming the market. This is when we point at all the big, scary things that feel totally out of our hands, like the economy or a pricing structure.
Come on, you've heard these before, right? Maybe even said them. They're usually the first things we reach for when the numbers aren't looking good. We tell ourselves, if only we were cheaper, or if only the market was better, then everything would just fall into place. But here is where we flip the script. The excuse mindset is totally obsessed with price. The action mindset, it changes the entire conversation. It stops asking, how can I be the cheapest? And it starts asking, what unique value do I bring to the table? How do I actually solve my client's problem? That is the huge shift from price to value. Man, this question just cuts right to the heart of it all. It forces you to look past the price tag and really pinpoint what makes you different. Is it your service, your expertise, your sheer reliability? What makes you the no-brainer choice?
Okay, so we've talked about the big external stuff. Now let's bring it a little closer to home and talk about blaming our circumstances. This is all about your specific patch, your territory, and the resources you think you do or don't have.
We've all heard these, and maybe we've even felt them. This feeling that, my area is just uniquely tough, or that marketing just isn't pulling its weight and sending enough opportunities my way. And listen, these can feel like very real, very solid walls blocking your way. And here's where the tough love comes in. It's about shifting from being a victim of your situation to becoming the creator of your opportunities. The source material says it pretty bluntly: we get the business we deserve. Now that might sting a little, but think about it. It's also incredibly empowering. It means your results are a direct reflection of your own actions.
This question really puts the ball back in your court, doesn't it? Instead of just waiting for leads to fall into your lap, what are you proactively doing to go out and generate them? The top performers, they don't see their territory as an excuse. They see it as a stage to perform on.
Now for a really sneaky one, an excuse that actually disguises itself as a good thing: being too busy. But we have to get really honest about the difference between just being busy and being truly productive. You know the lines. Oh, I'm just too slammed to update the CRM. Or the old classic, don't worry about my numbers this month. I've got a couple of huge whales about to come in. These excuses are really just a smokescreen for a lack of consistent, focused daily work. And this is so important. Real, long-term success isn't built on hoping for that one big lottery ticket deal. It is forged in the fire of disciplined, daily sales activities, the networking, the qualifying, the demos, and just staying in front of your clients. I love this question because it forces you to be honest with yourself. A meeting can just be a casual chat with no real goal. But a sales call, that has a purpose, a process, and a clear objective to create real value. So which one is filling up your calendar?
All right, so let's say you've busted the excuses, you're doing the work, you're making the calls, but you still can't seem to get that final yes. Let's figure out why prospects stall out.
The last excuse is often just confusion. We throw our hands up and say, I just don't get why they won't sign. But here's the thing, it's almost never a mystery. It's usually a sign that somewhere along the way, a crucial step in the process got skipped.
Think of this as your diagnostic tool, a checklist to see where the engine might have stalled. Let's run through it. Did you really qualify them as a good fit? Did you dig deep to uncover their actual needs? Did you show them exactly how you solved those specific problems? And did you check in for feedback along the way, or did you just rush to the finish line?
And here's a secret weapon for you. It's called the checkpoint question. It's so powerful because it's a simple, totally non-threatening way to uncover any of those hidden fears or unanswered questions that are holding your prospect back from saying yes.
Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, let's zoom out. Because whether we're talking about the market, our territory, our workload, or a stalled deal, there's a golden thread, one unifying principle that busts every single one of these excuses.
And this is why this is all so tricky. These don't feel like lazy excuses, do they? In our own heads, they feel like cold, hard facts. The economy is tough. My territory is different. And that's exactly what makes them so powerful and so hard to shake.
So, here it is, the ultimate mindset shift. The goal isn't to argue with reality. You stop fighting the situation and you start focusing on what you can control. You start actively managing a better result within that situation.
And that really brings us to the final and honestly the most important question of all. It's not about which excuse is the worst. It's about which one is yours. What's the one story you're going to stop telling yourself starting right now so you can take back control and manage a better result?